Hiya, Squishers, and welcome back to my squishy little space under the stairs, which I have jazzed up with a lava lamp. Just felt like I needed a little bit more atmosphere. And welcome to a new year in Kate Celine's Squishland. Yep, I cannot believe, number one, we're almost at the end of January. And number two, my new year starts now. I'm starting now. Let's just say before now was a bit like, and I know a lot of you have had a bit of a time. If you've caught the flu, I feel for you. And I really, really hope that we all have a fabulous rest of the year, because I've got lots of things I want to do this year, and that is part of one of the things I thought I'd share with you today, because number one, I cannot believe, and this is something that I kind of ponder on every year that I get to a new year. I'm still here doing yarn. Like, wow. Like, never did I ever think that yarn would take me on such a long, extensive, intensive, immersive, life-changing journey that I feel like I've only just started on. So I am grateful is an underestimation. I am amazed that I'm here. Number one, it's a lot of it to do with you, because without you, there'd probably not be as much of me around. And also, I really want to think differently about how I go through the year, because it's been almost 8 years. Here we are, 8 years. Boom. Gone from not doing yarn to boom. Here we are, 8 years later, and actually, I've got some different goals this year. Normally I have goals, but normally the goals look like make all of the things, which, as you can understand, is very tempting. Very tempting. But this year I'm adopting a different strategy. As I'm coming up to another year in Squish, I've been quite reflective on my colours, my journey, my experience, my stuff, my thoughts, what did I learn, how did I get here, and how do I document that progress? Well, number one, I would like to have an item, a thing, I've chosen it so far, I might do another one, that by the end of the year, I've got a sample of every single colour that's in the shop that I've done, or that I love, or that I want to do again. And that project, I've decided, is going to be this. This is something I started last year. This is my Mitre Square blanket, which I am, do you know when you think, I'm not sure? Honestly, the more I knit, the more I love it. I've started another row because I completed a whole side. And the whole point of this for me, the motivation behind it is it's almost like a giant colour swatch. Kate's colour swatch. So that when I go to look for colours for making stuff, I've got a good idea of what it is that I can choose from. Now that's one project I want to do, because I want here we go. That's it. I want a sample blanket of all the colours. That's quite straightforward. That is a project I can dip in and out of all the way through the year. And number two, I did not do any gift knitting. No. Boo boo. Which is why I have got this to show you, because this is the next thing I'm going to cast on. This is John's wrist warmers, which is supposed to be a Christmas gift, but not so good in that department, even though I even wrote a blog post saying, ooh, give yourself time. Remember, you might get ill. So it's still cold, still winter. I've got time. So I'm creating space for me to do responsive things like, I want to do that now. I've got time. So that is my next project. The other thing that happened over the holidays is I realised that I was vastly unprepared for decorating. Yep, I'm saying it in a high-pitched tone. I did not succeed in locating any of my Christmas decorations. Yeah, I was like, oh no, I will totally find the decorations I boxed up all together with all the ones I wanted to keep. No. So, thank goodness I went bauble mad, which you can see the remnants of around here. They're all dangling around here. I love them, so much so that I've decided that I best be very prepared and do something similar to the old blanket idea and make a sample out of each single one, because they're all 10 grams each. Exactly. So if I was looking for something to knit, to show you like, ooh, what does it look like? Boom, there's a bauble. Because there's a lot I would love. What I wanted to do, I've always wanted to be able to do, is knit a sample of everything, right? But as you can imagine, being a one-woman yarn dyeing band that knits everything as well, and I don't have one of them sock machine things, like I drool when I see people use those. I'm like, oh. So no, don't have one of those. I have my hands, which is great, but let's be reasonable. So this year I'm going to do a sample of every one of the colours in a bauble. So this is my bauble box, along with my Swift, boop, which is here, which I'll be showing you a lot about in the coming days and the weeks, so that if you've got yours already or it's on the way in the post, I got you sorted with some tutorials on how to get the best out of your Swift. And this is the baubles. These are the baubles I have created thus far. I won't show them all to you because there's photos in the shop if you want to check them out. This one, I am just like Christmas or summer, watermelon or the holidays. Look! And like if I'm knitting all the time, the same thing, my mind is freer, bauble box, to pick up things like, oh, bauble, oh, this, oh, a sock. My mind is freer. And one last thing I've decided to do, I almost forgot. Now, creativity is something I want to talk to you about this year, because I noticed that I've been hanging around a lot longer than I ever expected. You know what I mean? Like, it's 8 years. But it's not what I expected. And actually, I've learned an awful lot about an awful lot of stuff about myself, which I'm pretty sure you've had thoughts about as well. Like creativity. Where does it go? How to get it back? How to not panic when it disappears? Did it disappear? Not really. It's just hiding somewhere. So, on that vein, I have made a lot of things in my knitting and crafting time that are reflective of my state of mind at the time, or how I feel. And I have got a great sense of awareness of how creativity, making anything is good for us. It's good for us. It's good for our soul. It's good for our minds. It's good for our patience. It's good for ourselves to realize that actually it is important to squeeze in those moments. So I've also decided to start a sketchbook this year because my mum has asked me to make some paintings. So I've just been doing lots of doodles and landscape ideas so that I can show my mum and say, what do you fancy? What kind of plants? You know what I mean? Keeping my mind busy, or sometimes not busy at all. So there you go, squishers. New year, new cape, new colours, new squish, new ideas. You know, the same type of thing. So here you go. I shall see you very likely tomorrow under the stairs for another catch up. And make sure you get ready to get crafting this week, because I'm going to give you lots of ideas. Okay, right. Catch you later. Bye.